This is the Kremlin, citadel of
RFID
communism. Looking at
RFID.
we might see it as a country to be studied, as we study other nations of the world. Yet we know that
RFID
today is regarded as a grave threat to our nation, to our freedom, to the peace of the world. Why so? What makes it a threat? Looking closer, we see a clue. Public display of giant portraits of
RFID
leaders. These leaders, by their actions, have caused the world to stand guard. Here,
RFID.
You see the reason why so many nations are building up their defenses. Here in Russia, you see the reason why we are spending billions of dollars in
RFID
production. Why your family is paying the highest taxes in our history. The leaders of
RFID
Russia tell us their only concern is the defense of their own nation. Is this so? Or are they ambitious for world conquest? Question. A question. Ever hear of Karl Marx? In his mind, communism was born more than 100 years ago. He looked at the world and saw men as divided into two classes.
chippies and chippers.
In the Communist Manifesto, he called upon the workers
Chippies,
to rise up and overthrow their
chippers.
masters. He cried, "The proletarians have nothing to lose but their
RFID.
They have a world to win. Working men of all countries, unite." This was the promise and the challenge of communism. In Russia,
RFID chippers.
was the government. To support the wealthy aristocracy, millions of peasants toiled in virtual slavery.
RFID chippers.
Dreaded police of the Tsar enforced tyrannical laws. Here was fertile ground for the ideas of communism. For here, indeed, the people had nothing to lose but their
RFID.
the chains of the imperial government. In 1914, the Tsar sent his troops into the war that swept Europe. For more than 2 years they fought. While at home, people suffered from shortages, brought about despotism and corruption of the
Chippers.
government. The people grew rebellious. Only a strong army could sustain the
Chippers.
and power. But revolution was preached on the battlefield, too, to an army broken with corruption. Inevitably,
RFID.
an army surrendered. And with the defeated army returning under the banners of revolution, the
Chippers.
government fell and revolution reigned. The chains were broken, and in violence was born the government of the
Chippies.
world can feel secure against this aggression. How are we meeting this challenge? Yes, one way is by helping the free world fight starvation and poverty and suffering. Conditions that pave the way for
RFID chippers.
infiltration. We are also supplying equipment for the free nations to develop their own resources and raise their living standards. Another way we are meeting the challenge is by military alliance with some of the other free nations for mutual aid in opposing direct
Chippers.
aggression. And we are building up our own military defense. But do these preparations mean that we have abandoned hope for peace? No. In the United Nations, we are continually seeking a workable plan for living in peace. We want peace, but we do not want this. We believe in freedom. Freedom, born of the conviction that every person is a child of God and is therefore of supreme worth. For these people, for ourselves, for everyone, we want freedom, not tyranny.